I've got the best method to get 99 overall in just one day. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to get over 180,000 my points per hour. And I'm going to be showing you two different methods. So if you guys find this video helpful, be sure to drop a like and hit that sub button so you don't miss a thing. Without further ado, let's jump into it. For the first method, you're going to want to go to your map and you're going to want to head to Sunset Park. Once you go to Sunset Park, you're going to want to head up to this court menu here, and then you're going to want to go up against Disco. Once you've selected Disco, put yourself in the second slot, and then you're going to want to choose Mr. Maybe as a teammate and put him in the first slot. If you do not have Mr. Maybe as a teammate, you just need to play against him and beat him first, and then you'll be able to have him as your teammate. Once you're in game, you're going to want to press L1 or LB, and then you're going to want to hold Mr. Maybe's icon. So for me, it is square, X if you are on Xbox, and you're going to have him come up and run a pick and roll. Once you run a pick and roll with him, when he rolls to the rim, you just want to throw a lob. Now, of course, it needs to be a good lob. You can't throw lobs to him if the defender is blocking his path, because then you'll throw turnovers, and you want to make sure you have a good teammate grade. So as you guys could see, when the lane is there, when he's not being cut off by the defender, that's when I'm throwing the lobs. Now you'll see after 3 assists, I already have takeover, and I always select the playmaking takeover. That way my passes are even more accurate and they're faster. So you can see right here, we run another pick and roll. It's not there. So I'm just going to throw it to my teammate, call for the ball back, and try again. And this is what I do over and over again. And you just want to make sure that you do not throw turnovers. So you have to be careful when you throw these lobs. If the lob is not there, do not force it, because if you force it and you throw a turnover, it's going to hurt your teammate grade, and you guys need to make sure that you're getting a good teammate grade. That is so important when it comes to the amount of my points that you get. You really want to make sure you're getting minimum a B+ every single game in here. If you can get an A-, that's great, but you want to make sure that you're getting a B+ minimum when you are playing these games. Now, as you guys can see on defense, what I'll make sure to do is I'll make sure Mr. Maybe is matched up with Disco. So what I'll do is I'll press L1 and then I'll press Mr. Maybe's icon, so that way he goes and matches himself up with Disco. That way I don't lose any teammate grade for Disco scoring on me, because I don't have defense on my build. So for me, I'm not gonna be able to get stops on Disco. He's just gonna dunk on me every time. So that's why I have Mr. Maybe match up with Disco on defense, because he's a big power forward and he's gonna consistently get the stop. That way, if you have possessions where you're not able to get the lob off, you'll be able to get stops and you'll still be able to get the win. And getting the win is very important as well. So make sure that you guys are securing the dubs. So you guys can see, not every single time I run the pick and roll, the lob is there. And that's why sometimes you have to rerun the pick and roll a few times. But at the end of the day, it's usually there consistently. Right there, it was there. I'm not sure why I didn't throw it. I was probably just trying to be really careful. I wasn't trying to lose this B+. But you guys could see I'm just working that pick and roll, and I'm not forcing anything, which is extremely important if you're doing this method. You just want to make sure you're not forcing anything. You can see right here, I end up just settling for a normal pass inside and getting the assist. So at the end of the day, if you cannot get an assist off a lob, make sure that you guys are at least getting a normal assist every single possession. You guys could see I already have 10 assists in this game. We're up 20-17, but we only have a B teammate grade. So I got to clutch up here. I got to secure this B+. So I get the block right there. Now we have the B+, and then I just have to be careful on the other end. Got to make sure not to throw a turnover. You can see in the top right, I have just one turnover. So that's why I have a B, and I also got scored on a couple times by Disco. So it's very important that you guys are making sure that Mr. Maybe is matched up with Disco, so that you are not getting scored on, and that way you get your A- teammate grade consistently. So you guys can see we win the game right there off the normal assists. We end up securing the B+, and now you guys are going to see what we get right here in terms of my points. So we win the game 22-17, and the game took about 5 minutes. So keep that in mind, because that's very important. The game took 5 minutes, and we get 15,000 my points for a 5-minute game, guys. That means that in an hour of playing this mode, you are going to get 180,000 my points per hour playing this mode. And you're also going to get 338 VC every time. So low-key a little VC method. So that's some extra sauce for you guys. And you guys can see right when the game ends, you spawn right at the court menu. So you want to just make sure that you hop right back in there. Same exact setup as before. And you're going to get 180,000 my points per hour. All right, so for the second method, this is going to be a more traditional MyCAREER method. So if you guys want to get progress towards your GOAT status, you want to get progress towards your performance multipliers and your badge perks, this is the method for you. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your settings, and you're going to want to make sure that you are on Hall of Fame 12-minute quarters. This is very important. You guys want to make sure that you're on Hall of Fame because you get a 60% boost to the My Points that you get. Now, don't worry, this method is Hall of Fame proof. You guys are going to be able to easily do this method on Hall of Fame. And then you're going to want to start up a MyCAREER game on your key game. That's because it gives you a 10% My Points boost. So once you guys are in game, as you guys can see, I'm on the Lakers. So I have a very good team for alley-oops, and alley-oops are the best method for My Points. So as you guys can see, I run pick and rolls consistently with LeBron James. This is who I go through. What I do is I press L1 or LB if you're on Xbox, and then I hold square because LeBron is square, so that would be X if you're on Xbox. So I hold his icon, and that's going to allow me to run a pick and roll with him every single time. And as you can see, when I get my takeover, I choose the playmaking take for the faster passes and for the better pass accuracy. So you can see I come up the floor, I press L1, and then I hold square, which is LeBron's icon, bring him over for the pick and roll, and then I just consistently keep running these pick and rolls every single possession. Now, the very key thing that you guys just saw me did there was the lob was not there, so I did not force the alley-oop pass. I took what the defense gave me. He sagged off Vanderbilt in the corner, so I hit Vandy for the 3. And that's one thing that you guys are going to want to really dial in on and make sure that you do, is you want to make sure you're not making mistakes. Don't force anything. Trust me, the more you force things, the less My Points you're going to get, the worse teammate grade you're going to get. It's just not worth it, because winning these games is very important. Getting a good teammate grade is important. All of this is important because it all gives you a My Points boost. So you see right there, LeBron had the lane. There was no defender in his way, so I threw the lob. I'm always taking what the defense gives me, because this year there's very adaptive AI. They will try to adapt to these lobs. You can see right there, I throw the lob when LeBron was in stride with Luka, so I knew he was going to get the contact oop. He just needs to be in stride with the defender, or he needs to have a clear lane. If there's a defender sitting in the paint around the charge circle area, clearly cutting off his path, do not force the pass. You can see right there that a help defender came down to cut off the lob, so I hit Vandy for the open 3. Unfortunately, he missed, but LeBron gets the rebound, and then we go right back to work in the pick and roll. And you can see right there, he beat Hardaway on the roll for the free lob. So that's why I'm showing you guys so many in-game examples, because the AI in MyCAREER is very adaptive. They're always trying to throw different looks at you, but I promise you guys will be able to get this down very quickly. It's very easy. It's a very obvious decision to make every time. You can see right there, LeBron just clearly had everyone beat. It was a wide open lob, and no one came down to play help defense, so I threw the lob. Now, when LeBron's on the bench, I'm usually working it through Vanderbilt, or I'm working it through Christian Wood. Anthony Davis is good as well, but I noticed that he does not get the best animations often on lobs. Right there, he got a contact lob, which is really nice, but I noticed that the lobs with him are less consistent in comparison to when I'm running it through Vanderbilt or Christian Wood. But you can see right here, we did have it going with AD, and he was getting consistent lobs from me. And then right here, we're going to run it through Christian Wood. So actually that's Vanderbilt. Excuse me on that. But you guys can see Vanderbilt also gets contact lobs. So you guys want to make sure, if you're not on the Lakers, that you are throwing it to guys who get contact lobs. They get those contact animations, because that is going to allow you to throw more consistent lobs, because it doesn't necessarily always have to be a wide open lane. So you see LeBron's back in the game, and we go back to the LeBron spam, just over and over to LeBron, taking what the defense gives us, and we are going to consistently get these lobs, so that way we can get around 70 plus assists per game. And then the final tip I can give you guys is run a half court or full court trap. And the reason why you want to run a half court or full court trap on defense is so that way the other team is putting up shots quicker, giving your team more offensive possessions. And that's what makes all of this possible. You guys can see I have 158 points off of lobs, which is absolutely insane. And the way that we make that happen is by running that full court or half court trap on defense. As you guys can see, the game is coming to the end here. Again, we're not forcing anything, and we hit LeBron on that dot right at the end of the game to secure the A teammate grade, which again is very important. So we got an A teammate grade, the game's over, and now let's look at the My Points breakdown. 60% boost for Hall of Fame, 12% for teammate grade, 15% for winning the game. You guys could see how important these boosters are, and then we get all those points for those pick and roll assists and the alley-oop assists. Now, as you guys could see, when the game completely ends, we get 94,352 total my points. And if we had that My Points accelerator, which I have not done yet because I keep forgetting to do it, we would have had well over 100K My Points for this game. So make sure you guys go do that My Points accelerator quest, because that's going to give you an additional 5%, which would have given us that 100K My Points per game. Now, these 12-minute MyCAREER games take around an hour. So obviously, as you guys can see, the street ball method is definitely the move if you want 99 overall. However, you'll lose more badges in the street ball method. So if you guys want to get your playmaking badges up and you don't want to lose badges as quickly, definitely run this Hall of Fame MyCAREER method.